Have you noticed a rise in the darkness lately? And what I mean by that is this negativity from others, even fear and division, and on a personal level, this extreme anxiety for many humans right now. And it's like something in the collective field has become louder. And you've maybe felt this in your own mind, or maybe you found yourself questioning everything right now. You may be feeling emotionally overwhelmed or restless, and this sense of just feeling a bit unsettled, or like you're carrying some kind of pressure you can't quite explain. If so, you're not imagining it. This is a very specific energy moving through the collective right now, and in today's video we're going to be exploring what that is and why so many people are feeling it and what that means for us. So stay until the end, because I'll also be sharing a message from my Sasquatch guide Cosmo about what humanity is currently navigating from a higher perspective. So let's get into it. So the current collective energy, it feels like this really strange mix of acceleration and emotional sensitivity. It's like this future pressure and this deep internal questioning. And it does feel like something has sped up in the field. Let me know if you have felt that. This started coming in last week. And many people are actually feeling like time is moving faster, that the future somehow feels closer, but they're not even sure what that means. And it's like there's less space to pretend that all of the old ways, the old structures, the old identities and the old ways of moving are still working, because they're not, are they? And due to recent astrological events, we've been moving through, especially over the last week, there's been this really interesting tension in the field. And so on one hand, we've got this expansion energy, there's possibility, there's a sense that something new is opening and landing right now. And then on the other hand, we've got this confusion, like this emotional fog and this deep question of, what even is this? Can I trust what I'm feeling? And so if you've been feeling hopeful one minute and then super uncertain the next, maybe you've been really excited about the future and then all of a sudden you're actually feeling really overwhelmed by it, you're not imagining this energy, okay? That's the field right now, and there's this collective quickening happening. It's like the future feels like it's somehow pressing closer, but our beautiful nervous systems, they're not catching up yet, okay? And so this is creating a lot of mental noise and a lot of symptoms in the physical body, okay? You might notice that you are overthinking more, like more than usual. It's like you're trying to figure everything out, but there's all these threads and nothing's quite landing, and it feels a bit scattered. You're trying to make the right decision here, you're trying to get certainty before the next move, and it just feels almost a little chaotic. And so the deeper message that I keep feeling around this is that this is not a time where certainty is going to arrive because you're grasping for it or trying to force it, okay? Thank you. So that's really interesting. So my guide is saying what that is actually doing. The Matrix wants us to do that, because what that does is it allows control spirits to enter our field, latch in, and then we're wanting to control everything, not realizing it's actually us as the sovereign being that we are. And so if you have found yourself all of a sudden, it's like, I need to control this, I need to know the outcome of this. Control spirit, okay? They love to get in and shift you away from that faith and surrender energy. Thank you. And so with that being said, this is a moment where we are really being asked to listen differently. Okay, to really slow down inside, even as the outside world looks like it's speeding up. Especially since the rise of AI, thank you, there is a lot of division around that, which again, this is what the Matrix wants. And it doesn't mean that things like ChatGPT is inherently evil. It is a tool, but it's serving its purpose. It's creating division. Okay, so the collective mind is really active right now, okay? We are sensing the change, okay? We can feel that old map is dissolving and certain things don't fit anymore in our lives. A lot of people are moving away from things they thought were their goals and now they're like, I actually don't care about that anymore. Does that make sense? And so this in-between space, as we know, void spaces can feel super uncomfortable if you felt yourself in that in-between space. So you might feel like you're being pulled back into the old and then pulled back into the new, and it feels like you're oscillating, right? Now, this can make people question their path, their purpose, their relationships, their choices, their decisions, their actions, their timing, their entire identity. And that is not because everything is suddenly wrong. It's not that. It's because our inner compasses are recalibrating. Okay, so there's this strong emotional undercurrent around safety right now. It's huge. So people are asking, well, what do I even want now? Can I trust this? Is this going to hold? Is this real? Is this safe for my future, right? And that's why decisions may feel a bit harder or heavier than usual. Even simple choices can feel loaded because underneath them is a bigger question, and it's like, am I safe in this? Am I building something stable and sustainable within this? That's a whole part of that safety seeking that humans are in right now, and this is especially true around things like money or your career, if you have a business, your relationships, your home, okay? And like I said, your purpose, because people are becoming more and more and more discerning with all of the beautiful technologies we have. It's like they're stacking in and there's more and more and more coming at us, and people are literally, cloning their brains and putting them online. I'm not saying that's inherently wrong or bad. I'm just saying there is a lot happening in the field on that electromagnetic and technological scale. Okay, what do I mean? What does that look like? Certain people, depending on where you are on your belief systems, is certain people are going to be less willing to buy into fantasy. Okay, as in, there's a lot, like I said, there's a lot of cloning, a lot of images, and I mean, I love myself. I love that I can create a YouTube thumbnail using AI, and it doesn't have to take me hours. I'm a special needs mum. Time is so precious to me, right? I'm just saying, this is the energy in the field. People are becoming really discerning. They're craving authenticity. Someone thought one of my YouTube videos was like an AI video of me. I'm like, no, it's me. It's always me. And so people are being really careful with how they spend their own energy. I totally get that. My boy has special needs. I'm looking after my elderly parents downstairs. And we've got all the life things going on too, right? We can look at this as a good thing. And that's because the collective is moving out of this blind activation energy and into deeper discernment, which is a good thing. We want discernment. For years, so so much of the spiritual, and so I'm going to go here for a minute. So much of the spiritual communities and the business spaces were built on more expansion, more visibility, more money, more activation, more growth, more. But now the question's actually changing, and it's like, okay, well, can I hold this? Can my nervous system hold this? Can your identity hold this? Can your life hold this? Does that make sense? And so this is why so many people are feeling this really strange combination of sometimes it's excitement, sometimes it's total exhaustion and complete depletion. Because we're not just, we all have desires and soul desires and human desires, but we're not just manifesting things. We're actually being asked to become stable enough to live inside these things. So that, thank you. So what they're saying is, we want to move away from manic manifestation, which feels like desperate and chaotic and stressful, into a more receptacle magnetic manifestation, right? And there's this real, like I mentioned before, there's this emotional tenderness where you may be feeling more nostalgic or more sensitive or more easily affected by words or memories or conversations or family dynamics even, okay? The mind is not purely logical right now, okay? It's filtered through feeling. And so people are not, how do I want to say that? It's almost like people, and I can't speak for everyone, this is a collective energy that we're tapping into. It's like people are not quite thinking in a clean and detached way. Okay, that's because that's exactly what the matrix wants, sending these frequencies and sending these frequencies. And so it's like we're thinking more through emotion and memory and protection and fear. Okay, that's why communication might feel a bit weird for you at the moment too, because some people are not saying exactly what they mean. They might be saying something from a protective place. Or they might be feeling something really deeply and they don't quite know how to explain it. So they're saying this is actually a part of the shift into deeper layers of telepathy. That's an activation in the field right now where we're not going to have to worry about miscommunication and confusing someone's intentions and what they're saying to us, because we're just going to, I went to go to the mind, but they're saying it's going to be a soul telepathy. It's going to be this beautiful, deep understanding. So, some of what is moving through the field right now is it's this old uncertainty rising to be witnessed, okay? So there's an invitation there, and there's a key there. Beneath this, there is still expansion, and there's still beauty, and there's still this sense of something is opening, because it is. This is not going to be the kind of expansion where we were taught to want things, chase things, desire things. It's not going to be this chasing energy. It's going to be a natural expansion, a more mature expansion. This expansion is going to be asking you if you can stay connected to yourself while your future arrives, while everything speeds up. Can you trust the quiet knowing beneath, so beneath the mental noise? Because the quickening, that's real. We can feel it. It's like timelines are all compressing, and it's like It's like things that once felt far away are suddenly closer. So we've got this sort of energy going on. And it can feel a bit chaotic or confusing. And so the old world is loosening even faster now. And the medicine for us as humans is not to get caught up in that rush, okay? The medicine is to become more rooted within this, okay? More honest with yourself, more internally clear, and more devoted to your own truth. So we're going to bring through my Sasquatch Guides message in just a moment. If you have been feeling the mental overwhelm or the emotional sensitivity, hopeful but uncertain, excited but flat, okay, that's the collective right now. You're sensing that transition. You're sensing this acceleration that we're in right now. And so the invitation is not to panic. Because the next chapter is not going to be held. It's not going to be held in this speed energy, if that even makes sense. It's going to be held in and by coherence and our nervous system stability and our emotional truth, and staying connected to yourself as everything around you changes. That's the real initiation of this moment. And so if you're listening to this and thinking, oh my God, this is exactly how I've been feeling, it may simply be that your system is overloaded with all the noise, okay? This is why I offer Mental Defrag Sessions. These are a private session online designed to help you really untangle those matrix frequencies, the mental loops, the emotional overwhelm, the energetic static, all the things, okay? All of the distortions that make it difficult for you to calm your mind and hear your own truth. And so if you've been feeling that, I will leave the link below to book in. I would love to support you. Okay, and now let's move into my Sasquatch Guides message. His name is Cosmo. He has been with me for about 7 years now. And so when I bring through his message, I can feel that it's him, but he also brings it through as a Sasquatch Soul Collective message. Okay, so he said, first, we need to address your time question. So I asked him a couple of questions. Yes, it feels like there is a quickening, an acceleration, even a compression, if you will. We currently have timelines folding in on each other as the rise in awakening souls is what is actually the catalyst for this acceleration, which is what is affecting your perspective of time. Interesting. Hundreds of years ago, it was not safe to be gifted or to be a healer or to be intuitive or powerful. And now more and more humans are waking up inside the dream. So more and more humans are waking up inside the dream. They're remembering past lives. They're clearing those past life traumas and woundings and allowing themselves to bring their gifts to the world. They're allowing themselves to remember the power that they have. So they're waking up inside the dream en masse. This is creating a global collective quickening effect. Top this with current astro transits, UFO disclosures, and actually it's disclosure and UFO sightings. He just wanted to separate those, even though they both bleed in with each other. Solar flares and the sun codes combined with Gaia's own powerful forces, and humans are feeling it all. Your sleep cycles are shifting. Your sensitivities are heightened. Your telepathy is activating. Your power is waking up inside you. And this must all be filtered through the dimension of your body, in particular your nervous system. This is why many humans are complaining of extreme fatigue, anxiety, feeling wired and buzzy, and less or more hungry. And so it is imperative that you do not fight the process, the multiple processes going on simultaneously. Many of you still hold the collective belief that you must earn your rest, and so you then feel guilty when you need your rest. But you are not merely doing nothing when you are resting, okay? You are allowing your body to recalibrate the codes it is receiving daily right now. Your mind needs rest too. There is much distraction energy and distortion frequencies in the collective field trying to counteract the ascension codes you are receiving to prepare your light body. But never mind, they have lost their grip and they know it. Because of this, it is a non-negotiable to allow your mind to properly rest away from social media, devices, and certain music. And I did ask him about that, and he didn't say, okay, you have to completely, what's that word? Boycott all technology. It was like, no, you need some rest days, okay? So he said, be extra discerning. Do not claim energies. This is a really specific example. He said, do not claim energies by singing along to lyrics or believing the lies being told on media and the news outlets. Now is a perfect time to have a detox day where you unplug from all the noise so that you can hear your own soul and intuition. Now, on to your question about the negative people. And the reason why I asked him that was because last week I noticed a rise in people being really mean, okay? Mostly online. And yes, it's always been there, but it was like this amplification. And then I spoke to other people who were saying the same thing. And I thought, okay, there's something in this. So he said, these are not new people. They were always in the field, but with recent ascension events and frequencies flooding the field, it is triggering those who lay asleep within the dream. It is not your task to wake them up, and it is their own free will and choice to do so, and many won't, or they don't want to, okay? You must leave them be, even though they do not offer you the same courtesy. Now, we are not saying to lie down and be abused. You have your own free will choice to walk away, delete, block people from your lives, online and offline, and actually, this is necessary. We offer you this perspective. That person who would choose. So he actually offered me a perspective about a recent event I had literally the other day in a car park with a guy who waited for me to get out of my car so that he could say something not very nice to me about my son who was driving with his learner plates on. It was really interesting. He said that person who would choose to disrespect you, harm you, judge you, hate you, is still you. Oof. And so knowing this truth, how would you like to acknowledge this wounded, sleepy aspect of you? With the same hurt, hatred, and judgment, or compassion? And preface, he's not saying lie back and just cop it. Not even saying don't say anything. So let me say that again. So it's that you're going to meet them with the same hurt, hatred, judgment, or compassion, because the latter is what is changing your world. Compassion is truly one of the highest frequencies available to humans, and it is free. One free will choice using this key has the power to impact millions around just that one person. And then I've just got a few notes of what he just mentioned around really not claiming their energy as yours. And if you are a highly sensitive person, an empath, you feel like you're super sensitive like me, it can be easy to claim those energies as yours when someone says something to you. It can feel like they've thrown a dagger into your body, and then you take it on and you wonder if you did something wrong. Did I say something wrong? that's not what we want to be doing, because you're actually claiming that energy. He spoke about these invisible boundaries as a natural protection. Now that could be so many things. But so what I'm currently teaching my boy, he's 17, he has autism, he is highly sensitive and he feels everyone's emotions when we go out. And I said to him, I think it's time that you really take ownership of this and start protecting your energy before you even leave the house. Okay? So that's just one example, because these invisible boundaries that we can place around ourselves, you can allow love in, but we want to be deflecting that other energy. It becomes a natural protection system around you that gets stronger over time too. It's not wrong to remove people from your life. It's not wrong to say no to people in your life. It's not wrong to speak your truth either. If someone has wronged you and you think they can, receive your feedback, or maybe they can't and you still want to speak your truth, okay? Actually good for humans to really practice communicating with each other in an emotionally intelligent way. Right? It's really important. Oh, and then finally he said, we remind you again to find and focus on the simple joys and pleasures of life. And he's been saying that for a while now, which is one of the ways, it's a medicine. It's a medicine, it's a deeper invitation. When you find yourself getting caught up in all that noise, maybe that's the time for you to go and have a little break, a little detox from people, a detox from online, and go and spend a night out in nature if you can. Okay, that's the sort of thing he was alluring to. So I trust that this served. I'm sending you so much love, and I'll see you next time.